Bright Suns and Rising Moons, fellow droids. Welcome to another episode of Not the Droids podcast. I'm Mayuri,
And I'm Danny.
and today we are continuing on with the Clone Wars. We're doing a little bit of a jump, so we're still in season 2, but we're in episodes 17, 18, and 19. So Bounty Hunters, the Zillo Beast, and the Zillo Beast Strikes Back. When did these come out?
April 2nd, 2010, April 9th, 2010, and April 16th, 2010 in the
So pretty
US.
sequentially.
Yes.
I did not enjoy these at all.
I
I took 3 notes of things that I thought were great, but that was it.
the second two, I'm pretty sure I just watched Star Wars Godzilla.
Seriously, what
It was
was that?
it was
Wait,
Godzilla.
let's talk about that. Let's because it's
Yeah.
the first episode was a standalone,
Yes.
and then we'll go into. I literally was watching it screaming, Gaika, Gaika, like it's
So
Godzilla.
I have the little blurbs from the beginning for all of these episodes.
It only
So,
took us till season 2 to do that.
I know. So let's start with Bounty Hunter. It's courage makes heroes, but trust builds friendship.
Yeah, that's cute. Um, this episode was boring but necessary, I feel like.
Hmm.
Um, I think it was a great way to highlight how common people in the galaxy feel about the war. Um, People who don't fight. And also, we got so many characters this set, but like, I think it was important for Obi-Wan to make the point that unless you guys start standing up to the separatists as well,
Yeah.
we are going to lose. And I think that was the most powerful message in this episode. And it got lost in all of the stupid pirate stuff.
Hondo and Naka has returned.
I don't think it was a good use of his character.
It felt like multiple stories with all the characters happening, but I wish they would have like just focused on
I actually
them.
liked the mercenaries, they're not mercenaries, but the bounty hunters.
Yeah.
I was more interested about each one of their characters, but like I couldn't tell you any one of their names at this point. Like I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't recall their names, but I would have much rather we'd focus on that and then the like standing up for their village. Because like there's a point where
Yeah.
they say, are you just going to let the pirates come every single year and just take your food?
Well, I feel like it's such a juxtaposition from the one with the lemurs
Yeah,
that that's not what they're called, but you know what I'm talking
I know.
about how essentially they were like, yes, we will let them come and overrun our village because it is not our way.
Hmm.
Um, this was more of like
Yes,
we've
we
never
will
even
start
considered,
to pay them off.
yeah, we've never even considered defending ourselves because we've never done that.
Yeah.
Not that it's like against their ethos, and seeing them
It's just they
want to
didn't know
learn,
how.
yeah, seeing them want to learn how to fight and them being very successful at it, to be
Yeah.
honest. I was kind of shocked in all of these episodes at all of the gruesome deaths that happened. Like
Yeah,
people died a lot.
there were a lot of things exploding. There was a lot of
Spears in the chest. I was like, dang.
I
So like,
I liked the moment with Ahsoka and Serapaz with the robot where he was like
oh
trying to do things, but he
yeah, when he
wasn't.
was like a little dude, he like
Yeah.
Men in
And
Blacked it.
she's like, you don't have to look tough to be tough.
That
I'm
was
like, oh,
cute.
that's very sweet.
I did like so like I liked. Oh my god, those bounty hunters were cool, especially the one that went all Raiden
Hmm.
on them with like his hat. Um, there was a standout in this episode, and I will say the best part of this episode was when they ejected out of the out of the ship. And I don't know if this has happened in another episode before, but this is the first time that I have clocked that it is not a parachute. It is a bubble. And then they like a bouncy ball bounce through the leaves to safety.
I really enjoyed the comments in the beginning where they're talking about like the ship crashing and they're like, is there ever a time where we don't crash a ship? Or like, this is just normal with him. Like, we are always falling out of ships.
It's like the ships always crash when you drive them.
Like, like if
Um,
Anakin is involved, ships are crashing or we're jumping out of them or we're falling out of them.
and then my favorite is when Anakin was like, "What if we did this my way? We never do things my way." And Obi-Wan's like, "We crashed the ship your way." Um,
I love it.
it was so sassy. I love sassy Obi-Wan.
I want more sassy Obi-Wan.
And I think it was actually pretty cool for Ahsoka to see that even Anakin and his master are still very much disagreeing,
Yes.
and Anakin is still learning from Obi-Wan. So, like,
Yes, and I am grateful that she's also around other Jedi and not just learning Anakin's
oh my
way.
God, she would be crazy if she was only Anakin's.
She
Um,
she may have not survived.
I was also very worried when we met the people of this world who are they farming like helium gas or like whatever that thing is that they were talking about? Like, what is that?
I I don't know. Their livelihood.
Whatever. I was really concerned because they were being so stubborn that they were going to be gun adjacent. I was
Hmm.
like, I don't like their pattern of speech, and the little flappy things on their head are giving me gun. So please don't be terrible. I did like them towards the end, but like I said, this was like such a good opportunity to really explore those bounty hunters, and I hope they come back again because I liked them. And their leader, it was very interesting to see how much offense she took when Obi-Wan essentially called her a pirate. That what's to stop you from taking everything from the villagers? And she was like so incredibly upset by that comment. She's like, you're not wrong, but like I wouldn't do that.
Yes. Our bounty hunters are Sugi, Embo, Rumi, Paramita, and Sarapas.
I just kept thinking Salon Pass. I was like, what are these names? But like I said, I do like them and I hope they come back because if they don't, what was the point of this episode? I think it was like Pillion, Gilly, something with the root of the plants. And like, why is it so profitable? I don't know. All of these like one offs, and I guess it's not like I didn't grow up with Star Wars, so like all of these don't feel like rich in story to me. They feel pointless.
Okay, so here's some random information. This episode is dedicated to the memory of Japanese filmmaker Akira Kurosawa, one of George Lucas's favorite filmmakers and largest inspirations. He
I
was
wonder.
director, producer, and co-writer of such films as The Hidden Fortress and Seven Samurai. And this episode is a homage to Seven Samurai. Like Seven Samurai, this episode features a group of seven heroes who are defending an otherwise defenseless town against a much larger group of invaders. Both the samurai and the Jedi, knowing they are outnumbered, teach the villagers how to fight and defend their homes.
Okay, so that's cute. So it means something to them, but in the
It,
world of Star Wars, it's
yeah,
truly a one off.
yes.
Um, but yeah, I mean, overall, I wasn't like hating this episode. I just didn't love it. Didn't love it.
So apparently they have some other episodes that pay homage to other films.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Might as
So,
well.
yeah, and there's like direct like film correlations with it. So that's interesting.
Yeah. What a
And then we move.
take to get. So let's talk about the Zillows. Okay, first of all, in a world of Zillow, the home buying website, the name of this beast is annoying. But Zillow did not exist in 2010, I feel like. I'm looking. It did exist. It launched in February of 2006.
Well, it's also
Uh,
spelled different,
I know, but it's pronounced the same.
you know. But it's like Godzilla. Like it's just sitting there.
I absolutely hated these episodes to the point that I fell asleep in the second one, like the third of the ones we were watching. And then I had to go back and watch it. And the only way I could tolerate it was watching it on my phone and hopping forward during the action scenes because I was just like, this is just Godzilla.
It is Godzilla. However, within this, I'm going to discuss these two as one set.
One. Yeah, what were the.
This is the first time we start seeing Padme and Anakin's actual like romantic relationship.
She called him Annie. I did catch that.
And then
But
there's
you
that moment
also.
after Palpatine when she's like, "Whose side aren't you?" And he's like, "Yours, but you must admit the Chancellor makes some good points."
Yeah, I was going to say you start to see where the Chancellor has influence over Anakin.
hmm But you also see that he is, unlike the Jedi, very much favoring Padme.
Yeah, super favoring Padme.
But I think this
Like
is the first episode we have had because we've seen them together, but this is the first time where their interactions were like, there's more than just,
Jedi and friend.
yeah, or Jedi working.
Because
Like,
you also see it juxtaposed as to how Anakin and Padme act.
yes.
So, I mean, a standout in this episode, R2D2 screaming.
I love an R2 scream.
I did not.
We had 3PO here too.
Yeah, we did get. Well, so in the first one, I liked where it started because I was just like, oh, okay, this is going to be one of those political episodes where they are trying to make sure they have access to fuel for their
hmm
fleet. And so they have to treat with the people of this planet, who creeped me out with their arm legs and their leg arms. Okay. Was creepy. But we've seen them before, I feel like, in
Yeah.
different things. So it's
Yeah.
not the worst. Um, the bomb, the proton, electromagnetic, whatever, it was not harmless to sentient like life. The very beginning of it was very much an explosion. And I feel like I'm saying triggering words, but um I was very shocked to see like the like blast, the initial blast,
Yeah.
because that's
That
not
was
what I
very intense.
expected. That was so intense. I thought it was just going to be like an electronic thing. Like
hmm
we see EM pulses in all these different shows and stuff. And so that's what I assumed it was going to be. And so to see like very mushroom cloudy
Yes.
situation, I was like, and they called it the doomsday
hmm
device and all of this stuff. And I was like, guys, against clones? Not clones, sorry, against droids?
Yeah,
And
don't
then,
get
like,
that droids.
and again, all of those clones passed. Like, I was like, oh, dang, we really don't care about all the clones that also were affected by this. I did enjoy that we're getting Mace Windu a lot more.
Yes.
We're seeing the Jedi Council actually in
Yeah,
action.
we are getting a lot more of council members.
And it lent itself to how dire the situation was for the Republic to have this treaty because Mace Windu was there, like a member of the council was there. Um, that was the only part that I was interested in. when they got the sinkhole, I was like, who didn't see that happening?
Yeah.
Um,
That it's a scene. It's a scene right out of Godzilla.
the Zillow itself is of poor design. Um, there's no way, like with physics, that thing can lift itself up. Absolutely no way.
So my question is because Anakin alludes to the Zillow's armor, and Palpatine at the end wants clones of it made. Do we see? I'm betting we see because we don't feel like this really fits in anywhere. I bet we see in the future shielding or technology that comes because of the Zillow creature.
Oh, 100%. Because, like, again, we know Palpatine is playing both sides. So for him to really want to get his hands on this animal, there's a reason, and it's not for the Jedi.
No, and Mace Windu was very much struggling with this situation.
Well, because it goes against the tenets of the
Yes.
Jedi Order, right? Like, you
Protect
want
life. You
to
want to
protect
protect
life.
all life.
Bringing it to Coruscant was an absolute dumpster fire of a decision.
Yeah. Oh, of all places,
There's
at,
so many planets that they could have
at least
taken
in
this to.
Jurassic Park, they're like,
Thank you.
let's go away from human
Isla
civilization.
Sorna. Nobody goes over there.
Let's have an island. Palpatine's straight up like, yeah, bring them to the biggest city we have right now.
And they even said it in the episode. Like, what could go wrong? What? The death scene of the Zillow was also straight out of Jurassic Park and Godzilla.
Yeah,
Like,
we've seen this before.
I wouldn't be surprised if these episodes were an homage to Godzilla. Because why? Why? I did look up the Zillow because I feel like we've
The
met it
Zillo Beast
before.
is deliberately meant to be a parody of the iconic Japanese movie monster Godzilla, right down to a similar sounding name and promotional poster.
Okay.
So we hit it on the nose.
I feel like they don't have enough to do. And like the true
I don't know
lessons,
that it's that they don't have enough to do. I feel like with the Clone Wars, sometimes it's like a pet project. They're like, oh, we really enjoyed Godzilla. Let's make our own version in Star Wars. Or we really like this person. Let's do our own story in the style of, because we've been seeing a lot of that.
yeah,
And I
there's a
feel
lot of
like
things.
whereas we're used to, because of what is currently out in Star Wars, everything has a thought behind it and a reason. And I think, and
There
like
were so many of these
we
that
keep
maybe they were
looking,
just,
well, we keep looking at the Clone Wars, looking for the thought process, the reason, the continuity. Uh, Lesson one, chronologically, it does not follow a line. Like, I think it's just that, like, oh, this is kind of a little bit of a pet project, and Star Wars was big, but not like as
oh
pop
yeah, so they
culture and
could have
relevant,
taken, yeah,
that they kind of had a lot more liberties they could take. There wasn't
yeah.
like the canon journal that you had to follow.
No, I guess I can understand that. I just like hated it. There
Yeah.
was no point to these, except again to highlight how I hate to use a pun, but insidious Palpatine is.
Yes. And
Like,
I think that's part of it, and I think we are gonna find something that comes out of this in the future. And then after this episode, we actually jump back to the beginning. We are going to be covering episode 4, 5, 6, and 7, which is Senate Spy, Landing at Point Rain, Factory, and Legacy of Terror.
I'm very excited. We're doing 4 and 4 the next two. And then we can get to the Mandalore trilogy before we get into the Mandalorian, which I think will give us a lot of good context for the actual Mandalorian character.
Yes.
Um, I forget his name, but
Din Jar Jar.
Din Jar, yeah,
Din Dar Jaren. Dar Jar.
Pedro Pascal.
Pedro Pascal.
Um, Another thing that happened for us this week, Danny sent me a link. You know I'm gonna love this. So it was the trailer for Maul came out today. Um,
Star Wars Maul Shadow Lord.
yeah, it looks so serious. Ironically, it was created by the creators of the Clone Wars. So, which makes a lot of sense.
Yes.
I'm actually excited about it. Um, I like Darth Maul as a character, but I feel like we don't really get enough of him in the movies. And we haven't gotten to that point of the Clone Wars
Yeah.
where we see him, right? Because he's in the Clone Wars, right? Because Sam, what's his face, voices him, doesn't he?
Darth Maul
Whitmer.
is a major character appearing from season 4 onwards.
So we just haven't met him yet, but he is a major character.
Yes.
Um, I can't like he's evil in this, but I'm super pumped because all of the glimpses of the saber battles that we got, pumped. Because we get the Inquisitors who have that spinny one,
Yes.
and we get Maul who has a double-ended saber.
Okay, so Star Wars Maul Shadow Lord is actually set after the Clone Wars following Order 66.
I think that we should actually do it after the Clone Wars.
So not watch any of it.
I know you really want to, and I'm sure everybody would love it, but we have zero context for that show, like actually zero.
Hmm.
And if it's meant to come after the end of Clone Wars and it's by the creators of the Clone Wars, they're going to use the context they created.
Fine. I'm still gonna watch it.
You can watch it. I'm not going to watch it. But I think in terms of doing the episodes, I think we should lay them into,
Our chronological order.
yeah. Because all the other shows that have come out have not been so
Mm.
sequential.
Yeah.
You
Or
know what I
like right
mean?
what we're in. It'd be one thing if we were already at like season 4 and had some context, but we don't.
Yeah, we haven't even met him yet. I know. You watch it though. The animation style looks leagues
It's
beyond
beautiful.
Clone Wars. And I'm sure it has to do with the 15 or so years it's been since
Mm.
Clone Wars was created. But it looks beautiful. I honestly don't care what it's about. I don't really understand the story that's going to be in it, other than Darth Maul is excellent. So should not have been defeated so easily. I never understood that, but we'll talk about it when we get there in
Well,
the
we'll get
timeline
there. Yes. But the
eventually.
trailer,
It was so good.
stunning.
The
It's
music, the
and like seeing
cinematography,
that
like
you're like, "Oh, we need more animated Star Wars out there."
if that's what animated Star Wars looks like, most of Star Wars should be animated. I'm sorry. Um
So good.
you can animate better effects and things like that, and that show will prove it.
Yeah.
Because also like Jedi are supposed to have like kind of hard to describe abilities. And I feel like when they're filming IRL, like they can only do so much to make us believe that it's a smooth movement. I don't know. I am being more and more sold to animation the more time we go, the more we watch Clone Wars.
Yes. I like both. I like
Yeah.
I like having both things. Um, so yeah, so we will wait on Maul. If you want to talk
I
about it,
guess
I'll be over on Threads.
I know. Hit Danny up because she's definitely going to watch
I
it.
will be watching it for us to line up. So with that, we are excited for Maul. We are excited for the Mandalorian movie. We're excited for all things Star Wars. Hoping we start getting some hints about tickets for Star Wars Celebration in the spring, I'm betting. Based on past history, that'll probably be mid-spring, late spring. But until next time, we are not the droids you're looking for.
But we're the droids you're going to get.